Hey guys, welcome to the channel and welcome back to another quick video. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about why as a landlord, a manager of property or a property owner, why you want to rent that property on Section 8. I want to give you 6 reasons you should be renting to Section 8 tenants. Let's jump right into the video. So the very first reason why you want to put your property on Section 8 and rent to Section 8 tenants, Section 8 is going to sort of keep you on your toes as a landlord. It's going to force you to do yearly inspections to make sure your property is up to par and it's rentable and it's in rentable condition for tenants. So Section 8 can kind of guard against the slumlord that we always see, that we always hate and dread, right? We don't want to have somebody that owns property and doesn't take care of the property. Now, is it foolproof? Of course not. You know, there's some landlords that are going to be slumlords no matter what you do. But for the most part, Section 8 programs are designed to make sure the property stays intact, in order, and livable for tenants. And I like that about Section 8. I think that's a really good thing because we want to do whatever we can to stop the landlords that gives other landlords a bad name. Let me say this up front about Section 8 tenants. Section 8 tenants can be good and they can be bad, just like non-Section 8 tenants can be good or bad. Just because a tenant is on Section 8 doesn't mean they're going to be a bad tenant or they're going to tear the property up. Because in my experience, it's happened with all types of tenants, whether they're on Section 8 or not on Section 8. So I want to dispel that myth that just because you utilize Section 8, that the people are automatically going to tear your property up. That doesn't happen all the time, and it wasn't my experience. I've had just as many good and bad tenants on Section 8 as I've had good and bad tenants that were not on Section 8. Now, the second reason I like Section 8, and I think you ought to be renting to Section 8 tenants, is the simple fact that a lot of times in most places still today, your Section 8 rent is going to be a little bit higher than market value. Now, it doesn't happen everywhere, and we know that since the pandemic has happened, it's changed slightly because rental rates have gone up all over the board. But in some markets, you still have an opportunity to have a little bit higher rental rate if you put your properties on the local Section 8 program. And that's a good reason to consider renting out to Section 8 tenants. And Section 8 typically goes up commensurate with the actual rental market, right? As cost of living goes up, as inflation goes up, the rental rates for Section 8 also increase as well. All right, now the third reason I really like Section 8 is because you still, in most places, most states, you still, as a landlord, property owner, property manager, you still get an opportunity to screen your tenants. So I always say that when you're renting out property, the absolute most important thing that you're ever going to do is screen tenants. And by putting your property on Section 8, you still have the opportunity to screen your tenants. Whatever background checks that you normally do or want to do, or whatever your system is set up to do, you can still do that and pick and choose your tenants based on your set of criteria. Now, there are some states that are changing that, right? In some states, they're saying, well, every tenant that's on Section 8 must be granted a property or a place to stay or a place to live or a place to rent. But in most places, you as a landlord, you still have the opportunity to screen your tenants. You have some level of control of who you put in your property. Now, the fourth reason that you should be considering renting your property to Section 8 tenants is simply this. Earlier, we talked about landlords being held accountable. But Section 8 also holds tenants accountable if they want to stay in the program. So tenants have a level of responsibility and accountability also to maintain the property, to pay on time if they pay a portion of the rent, but to take care of the property and the upkeep of the actual property. Most Section 8 programs around the United States do a good job at making sure those tenants are held responsible for how they take care of the property. Now, that's a good thing. And the reason I like that is because you're holding tenants accountable. Now, is there ever going to be a time where a Section 8 tenant tears up your house and ruins your property? Of course that's going to happen, whether they're on Section 8 or not Section 8. But the point is that if they're on Section 8 and they do that, then the Section 8 program typically will kick them out of the Section 8 program. So there's a level, or at least a measure, of responsibility and accountability that Section 8 holds tenants to. And I like that. I think that's a good thing. If you get anything out of this video, do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and also drop me a comment. Have you used Section 8 as a landlord or property owner or property manager? And what's your takeaway from Section 8? Do you like it? Did you not like it? Do you put all of your properties on Section 8 or none of your properties on Section 8? Let me know in the comments below. Now, the fifth reason that I like Section 8, and I think you should be renting to Section 8 tenants, is the obvious elephant in the room, which is this, guys. When you rent to Section 8 tenants, you will automatically have your money, your rent, directly deposited to you from the administration of the Section 8 program. They're going to automatically pay you. You don't have to chase rent. You don't have to chase down the tenant and chase down your money and try to figure out what's going on. Section 8 is going to pay you automatically. That's a great thing. Matter of fact, that's one of the absolute most important and greatest things about Section 8. Because after all, guys, this is a business. You're trying to help people and put families in property, in good, decent housing. But on the other hand, you want to be paid, and you want to be paid on time and in full. No better way to be paid on time and in full than having a program like Section 8 pay you automatically. Now, number 6, the sixth reason I like Section 8, and you should put your properties on Section 8, is because the high level of demand. In other words, let's put it like this. Most landlords don't put their property on Section 8. So the fact that you have your property on Section 8 means there's going to be a high demand for you, because there's always going to be people in the Section 8 program who are looking for other landlords who rent their property Section 8 and other Section 8 properties. So if there's a high demand for you because very few landlords are utilizing the Section 8 program, that means your vacancy rate is going to be low. You're not going to have as many vacancies on a regular basis, because as soon as your property becomes vacant, there's going to be another Section 8 tenant that wants that property. It's high demand. So therefore, if it's high demand, not only are your vacancy rates going to be lower because you're going to be refilling the property more quickly, but the other thing to think about is they're going to be lower turnover rate. Because once a person moves into your property and they're on Section 8, it's going to be harder for them to go out and find another property that rents Section 8. Because as I said, a lot of landlords don't utilize Section 8. And that means they're going to stay in your property a little bit longer. Your retention rate for your tenants is going to be a little bit longer, which means instead of having that tenant for 1 year, you might end up having that tenant for 2 years. Instead of having a tenant for 2 or 3 years, you may have them for 3 or 4 years. Now, the longer they're in the property, that's okay for you as long as they're taking care of the property, which you can always report to Section 8 if they're not doing it. You provide quality Section 8 housing, and guess what? You're always going to be in demand as long as you're a part of the Section 8 program. So hey guys, in this quick video, I just wanted to explain why Section 8 can be a good thing. 6 reasons why you need to consider renting out to Section 8 tenants and becoming a part of that program. Again, if you got anything at all out of the video, make sure you smash the like button for me. And that helps the video get out to more and more people, helps the YouTube algorithm push it out. Be sure to drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. What has been your experience? Is it something you do again, you don't want to do again? And drop me that comment and the reason below. Also guys, I do one-on-one financial mentoring and coaching, and I also do mentoring and coaching regarding real estate. I've been buying and managing my own rental property for 20 plus years, so I can definitely help you guys in that area. Feel free to check out the links below for more information. Hey, the best person to take care of the old you is the young you. Do me a favor, take care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.